News time is 8 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Wednesday morning. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast. We stream to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. The city of Clinton has several balls in the air as it tries to remedy a failing elevator at City Hall and explore options of a new City Hall building. At the Tuesday night Clinton City Council meeting, City Administrator Taylor Baxter told the council they have a vendor that will do a complete assessment and give a bid to fix the elevator.
Actually, I have good news this time. I'm shocked. As we talked about this, our current vendor is really struggling to maintain our elevator. Quite frankly, they're not doing it at all. It's not even struggling, they're not doing it at all. We've since went out to other vendors in the area, and we have talked with a supplier, Koenig, out of Peoria. They're actually going to be here tomorrow. I don't know what time. But they're going to do a full inspection. They're going to look at everything that we have, and they're going to get us a firm price on what it would be to replace that elevator. The goal is to get it done as soon as we can, but they said even if we approved it tomorrow, it would still take 6 months for it to be completely done.
In the meantime, there is the possibility an elevator could be patched enough to be functional. Baxter hopes to have more information on that later this month.
They talked to me about potentially patching it while the design is getting done and they're manufacturing the parts. Time will only tell if they can do that, but they said that's their goal is to get it up and going in the meantime for us. So by the next meeting, I should have, working with John on our current contract, how to get out of that, pending everything works out the way we hope it does. I could have a proposal for you guys at the next meeting for replacing the elevator. So,
Making progress.
We're getting there, finally.
Action from the Clinton City Council Tuesday night meeting. The council approved the 2024 summer maintenance street work for just short of $109,000. The council approved a PPE extractor for the fire department at a cost of just short of $4,500. And the council approved $10,000 for Celebrate Clinton's annual 4th of July fireworks display. A Clinton entity needs a new HVAC system, and it's going to be quite the undertaking. Executive Director of the Warner Library in Clinton, Bobby Perryman, told Regional Radio on the WHOW Morning Show Tuesday, the current system is original to the newer edition.
Our build, we actually have two buildings, and even though they're attached together, they are kind of two separate buildings. Our original is from 1906, and then what we call the quote-unquote new building is from 1992, and I didn't realize how old our new building is until I started hiring people that are younger than our building. And it's that building now is over 30 years old and is starting to run into issues, and there were some, I don't want to necessarily say corners cut, but things done when it was built that weren't ideal, that we're just running into issues with, and they're starting to come to a real head now in our building.
According to Lucas Snow, maintenance director at the library, the system creates a lot of moisture buildup, which can make the library uncomfortable for patrons, but it also isn't great on the books, particularly the older books.
Basically, the main issue we're having right now is involving our HVAC equipment, because everything that we're currently using, except for the chiller, which cools the water for our building, was installed in 1992, and most of these products have a 30-year shelf life, so we're at the end of life regardless of what's going on. The main issue that our building faces day to day is humidity and what we would call negative pressure, so it's constantly trying to bring in outside air because there's not quite a balance there. So what we see in the summer is a lot of condensation and a lot of moisture in the windows and just kind of a clammy feeling when you walk in.
Which is not good for books.
That was my next point. With the age of a lot of our books in our collection, we haven't seen any signs of humidity damage or water damage, but it's something that we think about as far as not keeping the humidity levels in there consistent. So that's definitely a big one, not to mention leaks. So we have the pipes that feed our building are all 30 years old also, and they see chilled water in the summer, which is around 40 degrees, and then they see hot water in the winter, which is around 130 degrees. So that constant flip-flop has taken its toll, which is a normal thing. So basically now we're coming to the point of whether we decide to upgrade our current system or replace it with something new.
Perryman predicts the cost will end up over $1 million. She credits the library board for its fiscal responsibility.
So the timeline is we are supposed to have a full design by the end of summer. So the engineers have been out and they have been extremely thorough, going through both buildings top to bottom, measuring every room and figuring out what exactly we need. And with the idea of construction actually beginning in the spring.
Yes.
It just takes that long to get or order the equipment. Ordering everything takes longer.
Yeah.
And the engineers are wanting to make sure they do it right, because we don't have a completely solid number yet, but the board was able to approve over $1 million for this project, which we will not pay all at once. It will be paid out through as the project progresses. And it's money that we are not allowed as a government entity to have quote unquote savings. We're just not allowed by law. But we have what we call our working cash fund, which we were able to levy for 4 years. And that's kind of our emergency savings. And that's what we are using. We've also done some cutbacks and done a lot of efficiencies just in our normal annual budget to where we have been able to save usually around $20,000 to $30,000 a year that we just don't spend, that we can put into our capital accounts to pay for this project.
The project should get underway next spring or summer. Perryman hopes to see limited interruptions to services. However, notes they have backup plans in place in the event they need to temporarily vacate the building. There's 3 priorities for the Illinois Farm Bureau as the 2024 state legislative session comes to an end. Chris Davis is the Illinois Farm Bureau Director of State Legislation.
We've already identified 3 major issues that we're going to need to continue to talk to legislators about this summer, fall. The Estate Tax and Family Farms Preservation Act, the importance of soil and water conservation districts, and wetlands. Those are 3 major issues coming out of this session that deserve significant attention by legislators and from our membership in their conversations with legislators this summer and fall. I'm honored to have been able to represent family farms across Illinois in the General Assembly this past session. It was truly a blessing, and I'm proud of our state legislative team and Mark Rainey and Christina Nori and all that they do for the membership of Illinois Farm Bureau.
The spring legislative session wrapped up last week. The Illinois Specialty Growers Association is promoting Summer Horticulture Day this Thursday at the Jonah Mack Orchard in Malta. Jen Speichel is happy to be hosting.
So Summer Hort Day is probably my favorite event of the year. It is a chance for growers to get together and tour a farm with specialists from the University of Illinois and Extension. And this year we are hosting it at our farm here in DeKalb, or in Malta, as you had mentioned, near DeKalb. And I'm excited to have everybody out to the farm. We're going to talk about our specialty crops on the farm. We grow apples, pumpkins, flowers, and also do some agritourism activities. We have a corn maze, a bakery, and a store, and a cidery. So those are going to be some of the things that we're going to highlight on the tour. Our industry is so wonderful that, everybody is very hospitable and welcoming. And when we all get together like this, it's almost like a family reunion. We work together to talk about problems. We show each other, what we're doing. And, having all these other growers here is a really great opportunity, not only for me to show what I'm doing up here, but also kind of get their opinion on what I could try or see, what I could do better, and get feedback from other experts in the industry.
More information is at specialtygrowers.org. An amendment to the 2024 Farm Bill could prohibit intoxicating hemp products across the nation. The amendment, sponsored by Illinois Republican Congresswoman Mary Miller, would federally criminalize hemp-derived products. While the amendment passed out of the House Committee on Agriculture, Congressman Darren LaHood shared his thoughts.
I'm not on the committee, but there was an amendment sponsored by Rep. Mary Miller from Illinois that would prohibit intoxicating hemp products. So I think the key term on that is intoxicating. And so I know that the amendment did pass. I'm going to have to research that amendment, find out exactly what it does. We in Illinois have an industrial hemp business here. There's a number of companies that are involved with that, using industrial hemp for production of many different things in manufacturing. And so I'm going to follow that and make sure that we're not hurting small and medium-sized businesses in Illinois.
Despite passing the House Committee on Agriculture, the Farm Bill amendment is up for debate on the House floor. If the bill passes the House, it heads to the Senate, where Democrats could vote against the amendment. Get news anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Hi, this is Connie at Love It Once More Thrift Store in Clinton. This month, our